Great. Hi, guys. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody is doing well. Today we are going to talk about creating a meal plan like a pro. So I'm excited to dive into this because this is one of the things that I think is and can be perceived as very difficult and hard. And, we make these plans or we get a plan. We feel like it is something we can do, then we get a couple days into it, and then it's like, oh my gosh, it's just too much. So today I want to simplify the process for you so you can either take the meal plan. So if you're currently already going to Kaya, we give you meal plans. You can take the meal plan and make it yours. Or if you are not going to Kaya, I want to walk us through together how to create a simple meal plan that will help you stay on track. So as everybody is logging on, hello, hello, I'm Coach Nikki. I am here. Hi, guys. I am here in Lake Tahoe, and it's great to see everyone. So good morning, Deb. So as everybody is logging on, if you can just take a second and please type in the chat or on Facebook where you're calling in from, and if you're watching this on replay, because I'd love for us to share some of our favorite tips on how to create meal plans that are something that we can actually stick to, we can simplify, and we can make it something that's good for us and good for our family. So as everybody is logging on, if you do have a pen and a piece of paper, I have lots of notes here for you. And today we are going to be creating a meal plan like a pro. Okay, let's dive in. So we've got lots to do. We've got like 10 minutes to get it done. So the first thing is I know that meal planning can be frustrating. We head into it with all the intention in the world of like, yes, I'm going to hit this, like whatever, month, 6 weeks. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to prep my food. I'm going to have my salads in my jar. I'm going to have my smoothies all whipped up. And then all of a sudden something happens, whether we get a cold or whether our work gets intensified or our teenagers are driving us nuts. Whatever it is, so many things will constantly become roadblocks. And then what I see quite often is that we fall off because we made it too complicated. So today, when we talk about making a meal plan like a pro, I want us to have a mantra that's like, keep it simple, sister. So just write down on the top of your meal plan, on your journal, wherever you're writing, is KISS. Keep it simple, sister. Okay. So when we're creating a meal plan today, what we're going to talk about is your why, like what are your actual goals? And then we need to figure out with your goals, what is going to happen if you achieve those goals. Two, we're going to talk about like the nuts and bolts of what should be in your plan, and how to kind of look at like, are macros important to you? Are bright lines from gluten-free or sugars? We're going to talk about like the nuts and bolts. We're going to find recipes that you like, put them in a timeline, and help you clean out your pantry and your refrigerator so you're all clean and organized and ready to go. We're going to create your shopping list, and we're going to redefine, again, like what it looks like, and then just repeat, repeat, repeat. And then the sneaky number 6 is we're going to ask for help. So the first thing I want you to write down is, what is your goal in creating a meal plan? So all of us have different goals. Hopefully everybody at the very top of their sheet will write like just ultimate health, like being healthy. But some of us want to lose weight. Some of us want to gain weight. Some of us want to tone up. Some of us want to have a better immune system. So creating a meal plan that creates like longevity. So some of us are thinking about how many years we're going to be on the planet, not like just, hey, I want to lose weight this month, so I'll do anything I can to lose weight, because sometimes that sacrifices our long-term goals or our long-term health. So just write down quickly, like, what is your goal? And then what I want you to write under that is, why do you want to achieve that? So, just say, if it's like, hey, I really need to lose 10 pounds. I gained it through the holiday or through like the last couple of years in COVID. Um, and if we can clearly state why we want that. And it's not extrinsic. So it's not just about like what we look like in our pants or coming up in spring, like our swimsuits or things like that, but it's actually intrinsic. So why do you want to lose? Why do you want to tone? Why do you want to build your immune system? Why do you want to feed your family healthier? So just this is a spot that I don't let any of my clients skip over, because what happens if we skip over this and say, oh, I do this all the time, I want to get to the nuts and bolts part. Then what happens is when life gets busy, or when life gets up and down with all those other things I was talking about, we quickly ditch our meal plan and we go back to our old habits of drive-throughs, of bags of crackers or chips, and we mindlessly find our way back into our old habits. And I don't want us to do that. So please don't skip over that part when you're working on your meal plan. Is, okay, what is your ultimate goal? Again, toning up, weight loss, health, longevity, immunity, immune system, all of that. So just write down one thing on the top that we're going to focus on, and then write down just 5 or maybe 3 words of your why. I want to build confidence. I want to, I want to feel more energetic. So when we're looking at our why, and if you guys are logged in on it, you can always sign up for these classes on the app. You'll get the show notes. But we, talking about like meeting life with all of our heart. And it is so important to set goals to feed yourself really well, because if you eat crappy, you feel crappy. If you eat good, you feel good. And literally, you guys, we're 1 page away. You just turn the page and you're feeling better. So these whys are this goal of creating a meal plan to feed yourself or whoever you're making meals for is a very worthy goal. So the biggest thing that I kind of say this quite often on these like episodes that we get to connect together, and this is from Deepak Chopra, and it's in the book, What Are You Hungry For? So if you ever want to read a good book, it's a great book, but he gives the acronym of STOP. So if you just write STOP, so even right now, we get going forward and we're like, action, 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 go, go, go. So what I want us to do as we're creating a meal plan for ourselves and for anybody who we feed is take a second and stop. So the first thing is S is just stop. So with me, then T is take a breath. So take a big breath. And then smile. And then O is observe the sensations in your body. So I always know when I can tend to be a little anxious or get like hyper. So I can see that tension in my body. So if I'm going to create a meal plan, I'm getting overwhelmed, I stop, I take a breath and smile, and then I can see that my body's feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And I want to observe the sensations in my body and then proceed forward with a little more compassion for myself, with love, with empathy. And then the P is proceed just with that love and empathy for yourself. So S is stop, T is take a break and smile, O is observe your sensations in your body, and then P is proceed with love and awareness. So when we're creating our meal plan, just put stop at the top. And then anytime if you're making a meal that's too complicated or you don't have time or things feel frustrating, think about that acronym. Stop, take a breath, observe, and then proceed with love. Okay, so let's get going. So another thing on your goals is my suggestion when you're making a meal plan is take one meal at a time. So for me, sometimes if I look at the meal plan that we have given you for Kaya, if you're doing Kaya, we have these meal plans and you can fill it out yourself, or we do custom meal plans for you. If you're interested in custom meal plans, or if you're interested in signing up for Brick, please just email us at kaya@kayafit.com, or you can message me. So when you are creating your meal plan, the first thing is start really slow. So keep in mind that like success can be just one meal eating on purpose. So maybe it's one meal of sitting down, actually preparing the meal, and then sitting down and eating it, not just rushing through it. So taking it one step at a time is for me important. And so I might have a full meal plan with my intention to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but then I'm going to say success is if I get one meal done, and then from there I'm going to create bright lines. Okay, so we've got our goal, we have our whys. Now, number 2 is the nuts and bolts. So the first thing I want to ask you, if you're nuts and bolts, is what is your preferences? So when we're writing a meal plan, or when I'm creating a meal plan for you, the first thing that I want to do is, what do you like? What don't you like? What are your allergies? When you were at your optimal body, your body felt energetic and fast and awesome, what did that feel like, and what were you eating? So when we jump on, when you're creating this meal plan this week, which I hope you do, or if you're using the meal plan that we at Kaya have created for you, this is your opportunity to really make it your own. So right just at the top, like I like um, all kinds of veggies. I don't like whatever, like onions, or I like to have a meal in the morning, like oatmeal, and I don't love smoothies, or I love smoothies. So just write down your likes and your dislikes, because we're going to take your likes, your dislikes, your allergies, any kind of, like, we want to always ask your healthcare professionals what kind of medication you're taking. Make sure that anything that we're putting into your plan will help you and will not harm your medication at all. Okay, and then from there, what are you going to build your plan around? So if you're going to build your plan around like your macros, then in the show notes, and you guys, please, you can just message me in Facebook if you want the show notes. Just put your email in there and we'll make sure to get them for you. But I just put a couple links. So if you are building your macros, just keeping it simple. For me, what I have studied and what I have seen in longevity studies in the blue zone, and lots and lots of different like long-term studies, is lower protein is better. So it does scare me when we do these like really high protein diets. Yes, you're going to get results no matter what you do if you stick to a diet. But what I like us to do is really think about the inside and making sure that we're doing good things for our heart, for our body, for our gut, for all of that kind of stuff. So when you're thinking about your macros, I typically do like 50, 20, 30. So it's like 50% carbs, 20% protein, and 30% fat. But what I focus on as your coach is also your fiber. And I know you guys have heard me say this till like I'm blue in the face, but fiber is the most important thing to really focus on when you're creating your meal plan, because these carbohydrates, they could be pizza, or they could be like lentils and sweet potatoes and broccoli, and all of these great, 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 awesome carbohydrates that also have fiber, because the fiber helps bind um, the the stuff that's holding on and eliminates things. It also makes us feel full and gives us all the micronutrients that we need. And the more fiber that we eat, the better our gut health is. So we have less visceral fat, and we're actually able to absorb the nutrients that we eat. Sometimes we don't understand why we're always hungry, and we eat and we eat and we eat, and we're like, I'm never satisfied. But a lot of times that has to do with your gut health. So that's why I want us to, when you're creating your meal, is really think about getting that 35 to 45 grams of fiber if you are looking at your macros. So when you're creating your meal, and I don't want this to be too complicated, because it does, when we create a meal plan for you, we put a lot into it, you guys. Like we put a lot into it to create something that's going to give you so many results. So when you're doing this for yourself, you have to, use that acronym STOP and keep it simple. But we need to know, Do you want to build a plan around your around your macros and your fiber? Do you want to do like bright lines? So sometimes when I am, most of the time, I would say, when I'm building my meal plan, I have bright lines. So I say, okay, Nikki, today, uh, no added sugar, eat your veggies first, and intermittent fasting. I stop eating 3 hours before I go to bed. So I just kind of keep my bright lines as I am creating my meal plan. You can also create it around your basal metabolic rate. So I put a link also in my notes how to get your basal metabolic rate. If you've done an in-body with us, then it says that on your in-body sheet. So then you can see, okay, this is how many calories I burn just if I laid on the couch at rest. So then when you add movement, when you add exercise, you typically add, whatever 500 to 600 calories on top of that. So if you're looking at your calories, or maybe you just want a meal plan that you're feeding your family really well, that you're feeding yourself really well, that you put lots of colors in it and push away from the processed foods and have more whole foods. So when we're thinking about like the nuts and bolts, we need to think about like what do we want to build our plan around. So again, it can be your macros, it can be calories, it can be bright lines, it can be intermittent fasting, it can be less processed and more whole foods. And I think we all need the mantra of simplifying those meal plans to make them successful. Okay, so that's our nuts and bolts, 2. Now, 3 is we're going to find recipes that you like and that fit into that, like either the macros, the bright lines, what we talked about, the nuts and bolts ahead of time. So you're going to say, okay, number 1, what's your goal? Okay, weight loss, gaining muscle, all that kind of stuff. 2, why do I want it? Because I want to feel energetic, I want to feel happy, I want to feel confident. 3, what are my nuts and bolts? Do I have allergies? What do I like? And then what am I building my plan around? 4 is what recipes fit in to that that agenda of what we're going to create, and then from there, just start scouting around. So you probably have a copy of the Kaya cookbook. If you do Kaya and you have your brick meal plan, your brick um, welcome email, then you have a sample meal plan, and then you have your own meal plan that you can create. If you are doing private training with us, then we've created your meal plan. Then you can just take the recipes and you can either swap them for something that you like. You can delete them and say, hey, for breakfast, I just want to drink smoothies. So you can delete all of the top and just put smoothies, and kind of have that basic guideline for smoothies. But we just need to find recipes that you like. So the Kaya cookbook, the Kaya blog. I know Deb has awesome recipes. Maybe Deb, you can type in Facebook and in this chat here, where we can find all your great recipes. Most of them are in our cookbooks. The Minimalist Baker, I love her. Nora Cooks. So just find a couple things online that you can find recipes that are easy that you can plug in. And then my suggestion for snacks is keep it very, very simple. So my bright lines with snacks are it needs to be raw food, no dips. So I eat an apple, and this is not always. This is when I'm creating a meal plan, when I'm doing brick with you guys, when I'm doing these challenges with you guys. But because I want to make sure I eat enough breakfast, so I'm not hungry, or I'm hungry when I hit lunch. Hungry's fine to hit when you hit lunch, but a lot of times when I'm snacking, it's out of boredom. I'm lonely. I need a switch of scenery. So I want to stop eating out of boredom. I want to eat out of hunger. So my snacks, my bright lines are no dip, raw food. So it can be any veggies you want, any fruit you want, but that's my suggestion to put in for your snacks. And then for your like breakfast, batch cook. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Um, and again, this is more of a question to you. This helps me. If I say on Sundays, if I'm not working on Sundays, I'm going to spend a couple hours in the kitchen. I'm going to go grocery shopping. I'm going to make my list. I'm going to wash my vegetables. That's the biggest and number one thing for you to eat your veggies. You need to wash them and prep them. So when you open your refrigerator, you can grab them easily and put them on a plate. So steam your broccoli, steam your cauliflower, just focus on your veggies when you're prepping your food, because everything else you're going to naturally do. You're definitely going to eat, but your veggies need to be cleaned and washed. So when you're thinking about like now you're creating your shopping list, you're cleaning out your pantry, you're cleaning out your freezer and your refrigerator, then go grocery shopping, block your time to prep your food. So for breakfast, usually what I do is I'll make like a big crock pot of like a slow cooker of oatmeal, and just put whatever like apples and walnuts or peaches, whatever I have, blueberries, and then put it in little mason jars, put them in the refrigerator. You can also freeze them. And then I know that's my breakfast. I typically keep my smoothies very simple. I do like a scoop of or a protein powder and my greens, and then sometimes I'll do like a handful of super greens. And then I know that's going to be kind of like for my snacks. And then your lunches, just think about how you can prep either like salads in the jar or soups. Sometimes, you guys, I even just buy those organic box of soups because I'm at work a lot, so I can put my soup in, I can grab my salad out of my jar, pour it in a thing, and then I know I'm having soup, I'm having salad, which makes me feel nourished. And then, for dinner, there's all different kinds of things that you can put in your recipes. But my suggestion is when you're doing your meal plan is find your prep time, clean out your pantry, clean out your refrigerator, and make it beautiful. So then it's very easy for you to make it through your week, and then find your prep time. So then you can freeze or put in your refrigerator all of the things that you're going to eat through the week. So hopefully that's not too complicated. So that's number 4, is just create your shopping list, clean out your pantry, start your prepping. And then when we get to 5 is just repeat, repeat, repeat. So the best success that you're going to have with creating a meal plan like a pro is just doing it over and over, not expecting perfection, but saying, hey, I got one meal today and I kind of stuck to my bright lines. That's success. I'm a big believer in really celebrating your successes, and all the micro successes lead into the bigger successes. So please, like, celebrate when you prep your lemon water. So you get up in the morning and you drink your lemon water. That's a huge success, and that should be on your meal plan. Thinking about your supplements, thinking about all of these things. Just keep it really simple. Repeat, repeat, repeat. It gets easier and easier. I promise you. And I'm here to help you. So if you want to coach, reach out to me. We can help you. We've got locations all over. And then sneaky number 6 is ask for help, delegate to your family, don't take it all on yourself. And then maybe it's like those the meal prep companies. Maybe Deb, if you know any good like organic meal prep companies, you could type it in. But it's not ever a waste of money to feed yourself well, because the more energy that you have, because you're eating healthy, you're not sick, you have less time away from work, you have better relationships with people when you feel good. This is not a waste of your time. This is the most valuable thing that you can do with your time. Okay, you guys, I hope this helped. So, kind of just a quick recap on how to create a meal plan like a pro is: 1, what's your goal? So, what do you want? Do you want to tone up? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then what's your why with that? Hey, I want to tone up so I don't get injured, so my body feels energetic, so I have better relationships with other people, so I feel more confident. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, then number 2, what's the nuts and bolts? What do you like? What do you not like? What allergies do you have? Are you whatever, gluten-free, dairy-free? Do you want to do vegan, paleo? Kind of find that like higher level of like, these are my likes. And then from there, create your meal plan, thinking about those parameters. So breakfast, Keep it really simple, something just repeat, repeat, repeat. So if you do oatmeal, whatever. Like I do kind of the same thing every single day. Do your steel cut oats, put berries in it, have an apple for a snack, sneak a smoothie in sometime through the day, prep your lunches, prep your dinners, and then taking just one day at a time. And then remembering, just repeat, repeat, repeat. Look at that. If you're tracking your stuff on, if you're tracking your meals on MyFitnessPal, it tells you your macros, and then you can say like, oh, look at this. I only got 15 grams of fiber. I need to add more legumes, beans. I need to add more cruciferous vegetables, and then really work towards hitting those healthy macros instead of thinking about your calories. Sometimes when we think, I only have, whatever, 2,000 calories or 1,500 calories, then that's like a deprivation instead of an additive, like, hey, I need to get this many grams of fiber. I need to get this many grams of protein. I need to get this many grams of carbohydrates and fats. Okay, I love you guys.